Hello, everyone. This is Grand Madam. Welcome to the Grand Collective and to Grand Madam Tarot. Today, we're going to be a little different. Instead of our breathing exercise, I'm going to wait for a few moments to see who drops by, and then we can have a mini micro, let's call it sound healing reset, where I will be using the Tibetan bowl, a crystal bowl, and a gong to see how that sounds, to see if I can't reset your day. In the meantime, it seems to be, uh, hello, how are you, Elle? There seems to be a Ghislaine Maxwell sighting in Canada. And I was wondering, is that the same Ghislaine or Glenn? It's down in Texas? We will see. Elle, I was telling the folks about we're going to do a mini preset or a mini reset healing session. I want to use you guys as and gals as guinea pigs to tell me if this is something that you would think could reset your day and help you along. It's 5 minute session using the bowls. Yeah, and I am planning to putting it on a soundtrack. Okay, but I want to hear what the collective has to say about it. Hello, Carmen. How are you? We have 10 people in here. Come on in. Come on in. And I'm trying to organize this. I don't have a sound studio yet. Probably my dining room is going to turn into all that. Lauren says, I want a house that looks like a home. You might have to get that on your own, kiddo. I'm not promising anything. Hello, Linda. How are you? Barbara, hello, hello, hello. As I was saying, I'm going to do a little mini 5 minute, where's the clock? 5 minute routine, maybe a few minutes more or less, depending upon how we feel. And I want you to let me know if this is the kind of sound that would help you reset your day. Okay? Or sounds, because I'm using more than one. So instead of the breathing, hi, Chikonda, I'm going to be moving straight into the sounds. I'm trying to I don't want my bowls falling all over the place because I don't need them to break. Okay? So, for all of you newbies, this is your first time here at Grand Madam's Tarot. Thank you for dropping by. For my day ones and those a little after, hey y'all, we're going to make some noise right about now. And I want you to tell me if this is something that would be pleasing to your ear during midday. Okay? Let's get started. Okay, how was that? Would that be something you would be interested in to kind of play during lunch or when you're taking that 5-10 minute break? They get, oh, I see hearts. I see hearts. You like, that's what I'm looking for, Barbara. This is to ground you. And yeah, because we need to be grounded. We need to be grounded so that we can think straight, so that we can see things as they are. Good. This is great feedback. Okay. Any more feedback regarding this? And then we can talk about Glenn. And I've got to figure out this thing is something else. Wait a minute. I have hemmed myself in with musical instruments. This bad boy. Oh, I'm gonna put him back in his bag. No, I can't leave him out. I'm afraid. Um, this thing has got to be about 10 pounds. Oh, solid crystal, or whatever. Um, this can go back on the shelf. This can go back under the TV. One moment. Yeah, there have been Ghislaine, she says, call her Glenn, Maxwell sightings in Canada with somebody who looks just like her brother. Now I ask you, have you ever seen me and my brother? You can't tell us different. We look just that much alike. If one's not wearing a dress and the other pants, you would know. Back in the day when he was in good, he was enrolling at college. I went with him because I just come out and I was helping him get in, with the paperwork and stuff. The administrator stood there. She said, "Are you twins?" I'm like, "No, I just look just like." No, he looks like me because I'm the oldest. But I'm beginning to think that. Oh no, that's too heavy. Hold on a second. Floor. I won't be able to get out of here. Oh boy. All right. I think I'm sane now. Oh, the kalimba. That was just for 5 minutes. That was a 5 minute thing to reset your day and just energize you to deal with what's next. But that, I'm putting together something I know you're going to enjoy, that I'm going to share with the world. And I'm working on the first track. And my goodness, I think my TV just went off by itself again. My electronics have been to something else. They're just turning themselves off, changing channels on me, just doing all kinds of weird stuff. But anyway, back to Glenn. Yeah, she was seen somewhere. They did a YouTube on her. So my thing is, and then they have this face or this picture of this other person who is in the detention center down in Texas. And the first thing, the most striking thing you see of that person is the nose. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell has a nose something like this. So when you see something like snout like that, nobody goes and get work done for a snout. Okay, hey Alana, nobody, no, no, that's just moving backwards. And so I want to know. I want to know. Uh, is the real Glenn Maxwell now living freely in Canada? And I'm going to use the golden tarot. Oh yeah, and one thing I do, let me see. I mean, happy as a lark, and I don't know if it was. I mean, that would be really odd if that was not her and her brother. That's how exact this person looked. And now we have doppelgangers, but oh really? But when your doppelganger starts looking like your brother, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. Okay, now why are these people messaging me? Now, I need to find out her birth date. That's why I pulled out the tablet. Okay, to see if this thing works again. Oh boy, I've shut this off. Oh, come on. Oh, now I got to figure out how to spell it. Wait a minute. Yeah, her age. Yeah, Ghislaine. Uh, H. Oh, she's a Capricorn. She's 64 years old. Yeah. Okay. She about that dollar. Okay. So now she's going to come up as a Queen of Pentacles. And now I wonder if that has been the Queen of Pentacles all this time that the cards were talking about. Yes. Atlanta said she was with her brother. This guy looked like her brother. They're saying it. We don't know where. I don't know who he is. I didn't know she had one. But let's just see. Was that Ghislaine? No. Is Ghislaine Maxwell living freely in Canada? Currently living freely in Canada. Is Ghislaine Maxwell currently living freely in Canada? I shuffle these bad boys really good. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, take from the top. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. Or is it going to go? This is interesting. She's not coming up as Pentacles at all. She's coming up as, she's December 25th, Capricorn. She is coming up as the Queen of Wands. Regarding the children, 6 of Cups. And her biggest problem, it seems to be Blondie Bondi, Queen of Cups. So she's out there avoiding, or we will see. A decision has been made. This is the Judgment card. Eight of Wands, things happening quickly. This is also symbolic of social media communication, fast. Okay. That can be anything from email to paging to texting. Okay, Hangman. Now, see, this is saying somebody she's stuck or has to change. Now, when you're hung up, you will get to change your perspective. You got the opportunity to change the perspective. Hi, Linda Russell. How are you? But in the meantime, you're stuck. Here's the woman's card. This is the card of the Empress, female influence, the feminine all the way. And when you see the Empress, you're not going any higher than this. There is no king as high as the Empress. So this is some serious dominant female energy coming down to help her. Or this is her energy. And here look at it. Page of Wands. An announcement is about to be made. Oh boy. And here we have the 5 of Cups. Regret and disappointment. Well, Major transformations. This is the Death card. Major transformations, major changes, fundamental change. This is what is bothering her. the uprooting of it all. However, here she is. This is her. This is who I'm looking for. Here she is. So she's paying. This is her physical appearance. She's coming off as the manager, the money manager, the operations person, the person who runs it all here as the Queen of Pentacles. And here she is a power hawk. You hear me? This is a war hawk. This lady is, she gets what she wants when she wants it, as she wants it. But she's not just, this is not just a feminine thing. No, no, no. This is a power broker. Okay? Queen of Wands. Oops. In this extended spread, I can keep going. Look at this. She was moved. She's been relocated. This is the Knight of Wands, and he's about movement. Oops, going the wrong way. Relocation, usually. He comes around when you get ready to move to a different place, a different town, different city, or from one jail cell to another. And here, look at this. The move was a manipulation done by the magician. Her move even was orchestrated. From one jail to, from prison to the detention center. And now, okay, that was a problem for her. She wanted her complete freedom. She still does. Because being cooped up, locked up, strapped down, mighty funny. She doesn't like to be held in bondage. This is her mental challenge. Mental bondage right about now. And look at this. She is hoping, if not feeling, completely victorious. As victorious as Victoria's Secret. And now she's waving the sword of truth. Ace of Swords. What does all of this mean? Bottom of the deck. Whole new lifestyle. New money, too. New money. New world. Okay. Let me do it. The best way for me to do this is like this. One card at a time. New money, new lifestyle. A different part of the world. That's the world. Small opportunity was given related to, it could possibly be again the children, the child, or just a small offer. Whatever that small offer was enough to disrupt something. Could have been her prison sentence. It might be us and our way of thinking and looking at the law from this day forward. Hi, from this day forward. Hello, Harlem Cat. Hello, Nellie. How are you? Is that Shirley Troop? Yes. Annie, hi. How are you? Something the sun is shining on, meaning it has been exposed. And there are a lot of people a lot of people feel that they have been duped. They were promised one thing, they were given something else, if they were given anything at all, under the shadow of the moon, meaning it was all just an illusion, a big fat lie. It was something shadowy, shadowy contracts, shadowy information. And now, look at this. Some people are coming in for the truth. We have the knight. Look at this aggressive knight of swords. This is also a combo. This is the king and the knight of swords. There's a young king, probably a judge or an AG, who's coming into this. He wants to get his hands in the middle of this Ghislaine Maxwell situation, the whole Epstein situation. He wants to get his hands in it. He wants to break it down, the front, what it is. Will he be able to do it? Right now, he's already so over a burden. This is the Ten of Wands. And look at this. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the 10 of Wheel of Fortune. That's a big 10. Things are changing, so he might be able to pull it off. But look at this. He doesn't have the manpower, woman power, the staff to do it. People have left the agency. And look at this. They left the chaos. This is the Six of Swords. People are going away. They're trying to find out. Look at this. Then you have those in the agency they just don't know what to do. They feel that they have been blocked by the oligarchy, that they can't function. They can't do their job. So somebody is sitting in the DOJ. And that's what they're doing, just sitting. A Knight of Pentacles. They're sitting there to wait it out to see what happens next. And in the meantime, I do believe somebody's gathering in some intel on ballots and children. Mm-hmm. You have people retiring from the agency. You have people who have become emboldened at the agency. Cash Patel. Caught him on another plane ride. But you also, now, we're talking about Ghislaine. And even though she is a Queen of Pentacles, there's another Queen of Swords who's just as treacherous as she is. And she is the one, I will say, that pays Epstein's way. She's top trafficker there, or she's a lieutenant. But no, I don't think she's a lieutenant. This Queen of Swords is the trafficker. I wonder if she's the AR person. Allegedly. She very well could be, because this is the person that keeps the whole syndicate running. And it is a syndicate. Yes. But here's the problem with her syndicate. She's got to get a replacement because the head, they're not, this is not a cult. This is an operation. This is the leader has been separated from the operation. She needs a new leader. And also, they're working on, now these are the Two of Cups, but in between you have the Candaces. That's a health card. That's a symbol of medical technology. This AR person also needs someone who can come in and manage the medical side and the technology, the medical tech side of their operation. So this is just not just your, and it looks to me like they're on a worldwide search for someone who can sell the product, create the product, and run the product. This is all this right here. Where is it? All of this right here. It's not even, I'm not even going to pick them up. It says transhumanism to me. It's the medical technology, biomedical technology for me. The male and the female, this is creation. This could be anything from cloning to artificial insemination to however else you can make babies in a test tube. That's what that looks like to me. And this person who is part of this, can Ghislaine handle that? I don't know. I don't think they trust Ghislaine with that. Because here she's isolated out on her own, recovering from her state-sponsored vacation. And she's battling stuff. The Seven of Wands says she's got things that she still has to battle. Yes, it's going to be a hell of a battle once these people find out that she's alive and loose in Canada, living her best life or whatever life she's getting. Yeah. Everyone else is running behind, looking for the big payday with fearless leader. talking about the State of the Union last night. So, right about now, fearless leader is still large and in charge of the White House, even with all the research that has been done and all the information that has come out through the Epi files or the X files. Things are still moving forward. There has been some pushback by foreign matters, probably regarding those tariffs, among other things. And it looks like the powers that he was relying so much on has decided to move in a different direction. You know what that means? When they move in a different direction, it means what? You're fired. So there is, look at this. Yeah, there is major conflict in the cabal. I don't think it's big enough to be a cabal, but it could be. Major conflict. Look at that. Trying to straighten things out. We have the Three of Cups. This is the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Wands. Major conflict going on here. He's trying to work things out. Who is he still trying to? Is he BS in the Ukraine still? Or who is he? Or is it Iran? Trying to make things work. Oh, what happened here? Trying to come up with a new or another deal. This is Ghislaine. Maybe Ghislaine is out there wheeling and dealing, trying to come up with something else. But here's the issue with this. She was not happy with the settlement, not settlement. She wasn't happy with the terms that she was given, that they gave her. But we don't know what those terms are. Hold on a second. Let's see what were the terms of her relocation. Okay, let's see. What is behind Four of Cups, and the Knight of Cups? What's behind this? Are you with me? Are you hearing me, folks? Hi, Joan. How are you? Mm-hmm. Hey, Nellie, Sheila K. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's just see what this says. Oh, shucks. Four of Cups is disappointment. The Knight of Cups is, look at that. Here we go again. We're starting out with the private dancer business. I'm your private dancer, a dancer for money. You do what you want me to do. Okay. So we're back to that again. You know what that is? That's trafficking. Okay. What about this? Whoa. Didn't I tell you that it never stopped? What's this? Trash. Throwing it away. Getting rid of. Tossing it out. Okay. Clarify. Four of Cups. Knight of Cups. This is about the trafficking, y'all. What's wrong? Where are you? That was a cat. He rarely speaks. Kit, where you at? What's going on? Well, if it was anything serious, he'd make more noise. Okay. Clarify further. Because from looking at these cards, it's like, oh no, she didn't go into a whole nother country to live a whole new life. A little insecure right now, I guess so. Spotted. What else can you tell me? What else? Last two cards. What else can you tell me? Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't give me the book. I hate nothing about you. It was all about the envy. I got you on envy. That's how I lured you into it. This is just business. Don't hate me, girls. Bottom of the deck, investigating. People are looking into it. Do you know what this is saying to me? Of course not. That's why you're still watching. This is saying to me, pulling out the pendulum. Folks, I don't know. Yeah, I do know. Is Ghislaine Maxwell living large, living well in Canada? Yes. Is she trying to set up another trafficking system or trafficking operation in Canada? Not at this moment. However, it could be coming later on. I have bottom of the deck, investigating and betrayal, fake apology, getting a room, or shall we say a new one for her, and I'll get the bugaboo out of your hair. And this is saying kick to the curb. And now she has a whole new beginning. Possibly getting in just a drug trade. I don't know. This whole thing is a grift, getting paid. Look at this. Putting on a show. This looks like to me this woman has had a ticket out of the US. Allegedly. This is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And she's living her best life. She's relaxing now. She's vacationing in the snowy mountains of Canada. I don't know, Ontario to Toronto. I don't know where, which one. And she's happy. And she wants the girls to know, I hate nothing about you. It was just business. And what about the children? What about the torture of the babies? What about that? You know, folks, I had no idea how sick certain folks, and we would consider this sick in my culture, how sick some folks are in this world until I saw a video, Erased History, yesterday afternoon. about the 1904 World's Fair, Chicago. Now, I studied that back in the day when I was getting my master's in planning. And that was one of the go big or go home, Daniel Burnham. He was the architect who put it all together. But that's what they gave us in the textbooks. What they did not show us, well, they did not go, I have to be fair now, through the different attractions that they had. Well, one such attraction was, I think this is what it was for, the incubator. They had about 20 or more incubators in a place that looked like a barn where they displayed little babies, living babies in this incubator. And it was they were promoting the incubator at that time so that the babies could live. Now listen to this. At that time, the Cabbage Patch Babies, you got it, Chakanda. That's where the whole concept came from. At that time, a premature baby was killed because the doctors said they didn't have any chance. When the incubator came along, it gave the baby another opportunity to live. And I mean, they little preemies, they would take them right on out. So don't talk that all that crap about women and abortions when the doctors themselves were killing the babies out because they didn't want to be bothered. Babies with defects, babies who were premature, they didn't know what to do with them or didn't want to be bothered with them, or the people were too poor to pay them for whatever reason. Those doctors killed those babies and got rid of them. So don't talk shit about abortion. It's been a lot worse than that out here, and not even by the women. And I saw that and I immediately thought about how in the hell could you do it? How didn't care. Didn't care. So, oh yeah, and the Cabbage Patch Babies, what happened? Well, when one, what do you call them? What do you call the presentation? When one show got boring, the bioengineering, that's what they were going to do, but I don't think they got there yet. Not at that time. They hadn't got there yet. Yeah, it was bioengineering. That's exactly what they were setting it for. They probably have that down now. Um, I they were either the people got bored with the incubator with the babies in them, and I mean they were like 21 line of naked little babies. They were all white, no melanated babies. They were not wanted. You hear me? And then again, also, nobody wants to talk about how segregated hospitals were either. So if you had white babies, you're not going to have any black babies or colored babies or Latino babies or Native American babies that are dark as I am or darker in that hospital. Okay, and this is not working right. And they got bored when the people didn't want to come to see them in the incubators anymore. Then they decided, who was it? A photographer? They came back up with an idea. He was going to put the babies in a little. He had a first in a basket, like wearing a little dunce hat, just being babies, like that photographer did. I can't. She was a woman. She did the same kind of baby photography, but hers was cute. And then he would start positioning the babies in between vegetables in a garden patch. And this is where your Cabbage Patch Kids come from, the concept. And I don't know what happened after that because when that blew over, God knows. Um, some of the babies did manage to go back to their parents, others didn't. But where they get them from in the first place? See, that's a good question. And then they moved in and talked about this child labor. Folks, we have to pay attention to these child labor laws. Fearless Leader has just lifted the ban on that, or whatever the repeal of that. They showed you 250 kids from an orphanage that were being shipped out to the farms as farm hands. And those kids looked like they were, the oldest one may have been about 10 or 12. How about that, Chikanda? They didn't have the tech, but somebody did to do certain things. And that just went through me. I'm like, I could not believe, but it explains today. Babies are expendable just like women. That is the message. They are good for whatever you want to use them for. That is the message. So, by all means, if something doesn't sit right in these new child labor laws that we have, that are, I don't know if they moved into place. See, this is what I'm talking about. If we don't know our history, we really don't know what the hell is going on. But what is going on today under this man's rule, and that's what it is no more than an evolution of what was happening 100 years ago or more. You can tie it right in. You can see it step by step by step by step by step, which means this stuff didn't happen overnight with the fearless leader. This has been in the plan for making for the United States for a very, very, very long time. Okay? And yes, you can make money off of women and children. Simple as that. Big money. So, yeah, she's out there living her best life. So I guess we don't know how long the clone person is going to be in there living in the South. We don't know what that contract is about. That's all I can say. We don't know what that contract is about. But this is so far up. You know, I expect a crook to be a crook. But this is beyond just being a crook. This is major power. This is international pull. What can we say? What can we say? How are we going to be affected by this? How is the average American going to be affected by realizing that old Glenn is living large in Canada? How is it going to impact the public, the American public, when it's beyond a reasonable doubt that that's Glenn up in Canada? Mm-mm-mm. Didn't I tell you she wanted to get the heck out of that jail so she could go pick back up and work with Jeffrey again? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How is it going to affect us? I have the door open again. It's beautiful outside. King of Wands, that's fearless leader. Five of Swords, mental manipulation. Well, you know he's very, very good with that. Moving right along. Hermit, we're going to have to go within to find the truth. Six of Pentacles. So from what I'm seeing is that the illusion is going to continue. People will be paid. And if we want the truth, we're going to have to go within ourselves, ground ourselves, and center ourselves. And allow the truth to come out of us. Bottom of the deck, look what it says here. Find yourself a quiet place. Six of Swords. Okay. Focus. Focus on hope. That's the star. Focus on hope, not the conflict. And just withdraw from media every now and then. Withdraw from social media. Social media gives tales of victory. But with the tales of victory and everything going rah, 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 coming from the White House, it encourages severe anxiety. Okay? Or you can look at it a different way. Tales of victory from the White House is covering up an enormous sense of anxiety. Mhm. And see, this is so bothersome because what it talks about, look at this. She's been gone for a while. They snuck her out. This is Ghislaine, the power. Queen of Wands, how she was recovering after her sneaking away. But now that she's been exposed, what's going to happen here? hmm She's going to have to really lay low, power down, not be seen in public, more than likely order Uber Eats or stop ordering. Look, can't go to the pub anymore. The pub has to stop. I mean, and this did not just say lay low. Look, King's orders, lay low. What can I say? You have the Two of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Uh-huh. Things are off balance still, but there's going to be a fundamental, a universal change in the making that is going to, look at this. It's going to disrupt the confusion that's spreading through social media. It's going to disrupt the confusion. People are going to have to reevaluate the whole scenario, the whole Epstein scenario, EpiPen, or whatever the heck. And she's going to run into some problems too, defending herself. She's going to run into, but part of the deal with the U.S. was that she had to move, leave the country. And see, this is what I suspect is going to happen. I just feel the same thing that'll be happening with his creep squad, especially Bondi. One day you look up and then they're gone. Like, where they gone? And I'm surprised it was Canada. I really am. So, questions. Ask me anything. This is something else. Let me pick these cards up. So she's taking her happy butt on way up. Well, to Canada, living her best life in those romantic little snowy towns that they show on the Hallmark channels with her brother. Mm-hmm. And have us thinking that you see how we're fooled. Now we're so still stuck on, well, why was she sent from this detention center? She was taken out of prison and sent to this Texas detention center. That's probably when they sent her up to Canada. I bet she never even saw the detention center. I'm just saying, I bet. He has to be. He has to be. Jaconda asked, was the president of Canada involved with Maxwell being? But do you know what? I take that back. Because we're talking about illegal immigrants. Remember how easy it is to get into the country. It is not easy to get into Canada from the U.S. right about now. Let's ask. Does the Prime Minister of Canada know that Ghislaine is up there in his country? Does he know? Yes. Was this part of a deal he made with Donald Trump to allow her to come into the country? Yes. Will she become a Canadian citizen? Will Glenn become a Canadian citizen? No energy there. So is Canada just hiding her for the time being? Hold on. Is Canada just hiding Ghislaine for the time being, temporarily? No. No energy there. Let's see what's going on with Ghislaine. Let me use these. Now, I read before if she was in Canada. I didn't get into her business. It's time to get in her business. What is going on? Which should I say? She is Queen of Pentacles. What is going on with Glenn Maxwell? What's going on with Glenn? What's going on with Glenn? Right now, what's going on with her right now? Spirit knows and Spirit shows what's going on with Glenn Maxwell. Tarot team, are you with me? Hey, Nazazi, surround this reading, surround us, my family, and our viewers with your flaming swords from all sides. Thank you. You are protected. Thank you. What's going on with Ghislaine right now? What's in her heart? What's in her mind? And a Christmas Day Capricorn. Who has a thing about power. Where there's money, there's power for her. She's serious of it. Now that's a gold digger. And she will dig your behind in for gold. For the gold it can bring her. Okay. What's going on with Glenn Maxwell right about now? Okay. We're going to talk about gold diggers. There's one. She's still hanging with the big three. She's having a ball. She's having a ball. She feels that she was victorious. Well, hell yeah, she was. Things changed for her. Yes, it did. Female power. The power of the female. She's made her money off of selling women. And she loves it. Look at that. 9 of Pentacles. Off of women. And the White House. But now she's been separated from them. She's separated from Trump. She's separated from her access. She's alone. So she doesn't have anything to put an operation together with yet. Oh, but here comes an opportunity. Here comes an invite. And a message. Watch out for those emails. She's concerned about the emails. She feels that that might be a little seed of success that the government might have for her. It's about the children. Oh my God. It could also be about the least little opportunity she's given, she's going to maximize with. Guess who's become a problem? The Emperor, fearless leader, is becoming a head case. He's becoming a worry. Oh, snap. And look, her emotional challenge. She's got an addiction going on or some type of, let me see what this is. Hold on a second. And the outcome is this is fearless leader again. He is becoming a problem. Oh, shit. A problem that needs to be, look at this, put to rest. This is how she's thinking. I'm looking for the rest of the cards. Let me move this over here. That can also mean she's ready to retire from it all. We are going to, what is the devil? What is the devil? So, fearless leader has become a liability in her organization or in the organization that she's involved with. Uh-oh. What is the devil? What is the devil? Because now that she's out of sight and out of whoever the actor is who has replaced her, will be more than willing to say for a price, whatever it is she's told to say. What is the devil? What is the devil? Clarify the devil. Clarify the devil. Pregnancy tests. And we're getting into that bio thing again. What else? This is what she's worried about. That's going to come out that Zorro Ranch, more than likely. What else? Sex shop. And this book just fell over, flipped over. Insecurity, being insecure. The young girls putting on a show, getting them drugged up, getting them a room. Drugs. Getting them impregnated. And getting them impregnated. This is going back to the Zorro Ranch or wherever else this was going on. Oh, look. Recording. Expression. You know what? She's got some Elaine's got some tapes. And if they come for her, look at this. Investigating bad choices being investigated. If they come for her, she's going to play some tapes. Now, this is something I didn't expect. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. And now who's... Look at this. And I don't think this was Ghislaine. I think Ghislaine and Jeffrey played fearless leader and have now kicked him to the curb until he blabs. It was like, we were keeping you a secret. Now we're getting tired of all this noise. And we're ready to tell everything about you. That to me sounds like somebody has gotten their marching orders and someone has become what is that word when they have no more use for you? There's no more use for him. We're gonna just ride this through. Watch those tapes come out of Canada. Expendable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So she's still living large and having a good old time. This is the kind of power you see on TV, movie, spy shows. This is what we see in the movies. And Fearless Leader has been kicked to the curb. Not Ghislaine, Fearless Leader has been kicked to the curb. So, no, he's not an obstacle, but he's making too much noise. And people are pushing. What did I do with the? Oh, people are pushing to find out more. They want to know more about the tapes, emails, instead of it being quiet. It's not being quiet. It's not quieted down. He cannot quiet it down. And see, when you put yourself out like that, in that type of scenario, and you can't keep your mouth shut or you can't quiet the thing down, you know, Sammy the Bull said that's why Marilyn Monroe was terminated, and the president along with her, because they had this and they could not be trusted to keep it. And I believe it, because that's what we're talking about. You know, the link between the so-called gangsters and government. I mean, the line between gangster and government when it comes to the agencies is very, very, very thin. Very thin. I don't know what to tell you, folks. She's doing very well. Very well. But let's see what questions you have here. What did I do with? Let's see. Oh, let me pull up the pendulum. Yeah. Oh, Lauren will be coming through here. But before I do that, hold on. Let me just unlock the door. So all she has to do is walk in. Oh, doggone. There goes the stepping over bowls, too. Oh, good gracious. See if I can't get the bowls out the way. At least one of them is out the way. Okay. Now. Okay. Did I just lose more hair? Yeah. Okay. Let me get comfortable, folks. For your, I sit full lotus, right? I love it. The only way I know how to sit. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hey, Camellia, I didn't see you slipping in. Oh, evil doesn't like spectacle. Hey, spectacle. Yes. And yes. Exposure leads to investigation. Well, she's exposed. Let's see the people she works for. Oh, I got a question. Is she going to replace? Wait a minute, I look like the Wicked Witch of the. What the hell happened? The hair is going to change. I'm getting tired of the hair. Thought it was an easy style. Getting tired of it. Getting tired of it. It's looking crazy. Really getting tired of it. Okay. It looks so cool when other people wear it like this. Um, Bob Marley. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, here's my question. Will Glenn take over Jeffrey's spot? Ooh, that's a yes. That's a yes. Is Jeffrey on another assignment? Is Jeffrey on another venture, another assignment? Yes. Has he had plastic surgery? Has he had plastic surgery? No. Will Jeffrey and Glenn work together again? Will Jeffrey and Glenn work together again? On little things? Maybe. So she's taking his spot. No, he's not in Israel, babe. Hey, Alex, how are you? I clocked him in Lebanon, and somebody else has. He's in the Middle East, let's say, but no, he's not. Israel got way too hot, way too hot. That was the first place they looked. Mm-hmm. Oh, Barbara's got to jump back in the shower. Yeah, yeah. Or sage yourself. You got any sage in the house? Just light it up. Um. So, uh, is Jeffrey a spy? No, no energy there. Um, but you do look at that energy. But he uses spies. He uses espionage. Okay, that goes back to the information broker. Okay, okay. Folks, do you have any questions? We're moving up. Oh, we done past Expendable, and you wonder where the movies get. Yes, and I'll tell you, I'm watching every daggone one of them with a whole different eye now. A whole different eye. Um, hmm. I don't know what to say. There was something. Oh, the Bohemian. Well, that's the meat spot. Yeah, that's a meeting place. Yeah, that Jekyll Island. Oh yeah, yeah. Usually, let's ask though. Linda wants to know: does Elon and EpiPen work together? Do they work together? Yeah. Yes. Look at this. Yes. Yes. So Leon and the EpiPen work together still. Mm-mm-mm. This is something else. Let's see. What is squealing out there? Oh, here comes the. Today is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. More questions? I don't know when you'll see me again, but come on. Yeah, folks, what I'm doing, I'm putting together my mindful sounds. I'm trying to create some soundtracks for it. I know I just had to mess with it, didn't I? Just have to mess with it. And it's working on my nerves. This is it. No more of this. Um, let's put this over here somewhere. I mm, What was I gonna say? It sucks. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm putting together a soundtrack for some tapes. Yes, yeah, I will be selling the app. I'm putting together an app, and it's about my sound healing situation, my position there. I want my people to be able to, when I'm not there, pull up the app and hit that button and zone right out for about 5 minutes. you know, it'll be more involved than that because I'm going to be having a full ritual, including little cards that you could print off of, and just keep them in your special space when you need to go into prayer or things like that. Yeah, and I have the sounds, but I'm working on it now. This is my first ever uh, putting anything together like this ever under my name, which is going to be interesting. So that's why I came on with all the music. hmm Let's see what's happening. What's happening? Okay. Nobody has any other questions? Yeah, things are getting crazy, Joan. That's why I had to. You should have seen my electronics last night. It was during the Camello, during the thing with Daryl and Theo. All of a sudden, in the middle of it, it just started loading, loading, loading. That was on the TV. TV upstairs, TV downstairs, and my laptop. I reset everything. I reset the whole Xfinity. Came back on, did it again. Unplugged the Roku, put it back in there, straightened it out for a minute, did it again. I got so tired of this thing. It was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I finally just turned everything off and went to sleep because it was just loading, loading, loading. And I really started to get paranoid. I said, if they listen to some of the things I've said off camera, is that why they're shutting me down? That was after I checked to make sure I hadn't been past due. Nope, not due till tomorrow, and money's in the bit, and money's in there. So I'm like, I don't know what the heck happened. And when I got up this morning to turn the thing on, it's been doing the same loading, loading dance. So some people have been having problems. I checked if it was a Roku thing or Xfinity thing. Either way it goes, the language is the same. Some people are having problems, some people are not. And I'm like, here we go. Here we go. Sheila K. Who's that in jail? Good, some actor. Somebody who's getting paid. Yes, indeed. The Prime Minister knew. The Prime Minister knew. No, she's not gonna be. She's not gonna be there long. Now it's not gonna be. That's just too many people. Linda Russell. That's way too daggone many people. You don't tell 200 people your plans like that. 250 some people. No. They probably know now. I bet you they've been started to ask them some questions like, "What is going on over there? Wait a minute, is she or isn't she down in Texas?" And that could also be what some folks, some more people from the DOJ left. I didn't know they had any in there. Remember this recent mass exodus before they shut it down, before the partial shutdown at DHS, there was another mass exodus. I'm like, how many people do they have working there? Right. You're paying to be quiet. Evidently, she didn't need the clemency, or maybe this was the clemency. Hillary and Bill are just the distractions. I mean, they don't know anything about anything. They're saying, and then they came in there with the bullshit, with the lies. Bill had been on the plane 27 times. No, that plane, whenever that plane stops to fuel up, that's considered a trip. So he'd been on that plane 4 times. Now, I don't know if this is before or after the presidency. I don't know. But I know Hillary wasn't on that plane. And that could have been anything. I mean, this guy is international. It would be nothing for him to have a president on his plane. but I don't see a president riding on his plane or flying on his plane until he's maybe left the office. Uh, uh-uh. They're just a distraction. But now, you know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for her. I was waiting for them to go into or try to get into Hillary's emails, only to be told that information is sensitive and classified. Whoo! That's what I'm waiting for. That is what I'm waiting for. And it's about them. But I mean, that would make my day. I don't know if that's what's going to happen at all, but they're nothing but a distraction. And he's been taking swipes after Hillary's emails from the State Department. You know what? If I had emails, what is she, a Scorpio? She's Scorpio, I think. I think Hillary Clinton's a Scorpio. If I were a woman in her position as the state secretary, and I had certain information that I got a hold of about what was going on at the time, and that the folks involved were down the hall, I would have snuck that out of my office too and took it somewhere else. Not necessarily to my house, but somewhere else, and sat on it until I needed it, because I would have realized as soon as I saw what was going on, I knew that I would be in jeopardy. I'm talking about real spy shit. So no. And then he comes home with boxes and boxes at Mar-a-Lago. But you're not supposed to say anything about that. Come on. Come on. Mm-mm. You know what? You're selling something, man. You need what it looks like. You got a storage hamper, and it looks like storage. And so he's still been wanting to get into. Why does he want to get into Hillary's emails? One last reading. This is going to be fun. I said her emails. What lies beneath? Mm-hmm. And the question is, why does Fearless Leader want to get into Hillary's emails? Mm-hmm. And Obama and Michelle didn't even go to the parties. They weren't invited. Too dark. Mm-hmm. Why? I'm going to forget the. Damn, I forgot the question. Oh no, I forgot the question. Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh wait a minute. I just. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Women Camellia. Edgar Gores is the spirit of a thing, the energy of the thing, like the spirit of the White House right now with its wing missing. It's not going to be happy. Oh boy. Oh shucks. Um. So let's see. Why does he want to get into Hillary's emails? What is he looking for in Hillary's emails? Let's see. Take it from the top. You said take it from the top. Trying to catch her into something. Trying to get her caught up. That's his own insecurities showing. He's scared. He's afraid of betrayal, deceit, bad choices. He was looking for something to bring her down with. Oh, honey, you're going to have to get up earlier in the morning to fool somebody like that. And keeping the promise. So whoever was behind him, trying to get behind her, ha ha ha, it didn't work. Didn't work. And it's not working now. It's not working now. But that's what that was. He thought that he could get something on her to have leverage over her. That woman like, she up too early in the morning for that. uh-uh. He just cannot do anything with an intelligent woman, I tell you. So let me go back up here. Okay. Nice little questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Going Earth, Wind, and Fire on you. Good, you like the music, the sounds. Hi, Gail. How are you? All is well. Ilana. Yep. She was with the brother at the time, but this guy looked a heck of a lot. The woman looked a heck of a lot like her, and the brother looked the guy that looked she was with looked a heck of a lot like her brother. Now go figure. Good day, Andy. Had a little Shirley trope. How is Her Majesty today? I'm great, girl. I'm great. There's Harlem Cat. Hello, hello. That's all right. Just roll on in. Oh, Cat, I opened this with a mini sound healing, a mini sound bath. Check it out. See if you like it. Mhm. It's going to be part of a track. We were talking about that app. hmm hmm There's Sheila K. Sing it. I love your track, Sheila. I love it. Okay. Alex Camayo says, hello, beloved. Hello, peeps. Sheila K said, who's that in jail? Some actor. They disappear as quickly as she came in. She gonna disappear. Yeah, they were bioengineering. But Jaconda, that's what we were talking about in the the World's Fair. Were you here when I was talking to the collective about the 1904 World's Fair and how they were displaying incubators and oh god, and the baby thing, and how they never gave a damn about these little babies, how little babies were expendable, what they did with them. mm Yeah, but they do now. Just pay her to be quiet. Yep, she'll never have to lure anyone in again. Yeah, that's all that is, Linda Russell. Just that the Clintons have been an all-time enemy of of Trump. Oh, Wexner's testimony shows he's also. You know what? That's what I was wondering, Alex. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, ooh, I'm not looking into that. I want to keep my head. And Camelio says, and you wonder where the movie's going. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Jaconda. Yeah, it was something. What was I watching? I don't like watching anything that hurts kids. Mm-mm. And I cannot believe what that. I was watching a short, and this guy is really smooth. I don't even know his name, but every now and then, yeah, his hair looks like mine. um, you see him cooking in his kitchen, doing preparation like a sous chef, and then he will, in the middle of his short, he will have another short, and over there are the words that go with the short within the short, and it is horrific. It is horrific. It is horrific. Um, the last one, he showed that how they had burned that baby. The child had been literally burned, burned alive, just laying there. Someone had set the child fire. We're talking an infant or toddler. They have this pretty little girl that's been strapped down, literally strapped down to a table. And then the next time you see she's been burned. And that's what some people think of little children. Okay. Yeah, evil does not like spectacle. Spectacle leads to exposure. Exposure leads to investigation. Somebody better do something about that. And I didn't know that ICE was still kicking ass over there in Minneapolis. I'm like, oh, that is, unless there's been an influx of people from other parts of the world, like maybe other parts of California, you don't mess with the Minnesotans like that. But they are, and they've been getting away with it. And they're still trying to buy property here in Maryland. And I'm like, nope. And it doesn't matter if they buy it, we can still put them out. We have some very interesting real estate laws here. This is where they started redlining to make sure black folk couldn't buy anything in certain areas. So you know damn well they're going to use the same tactic to make sure that I can't buy anything in here. That's what they're doing too. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, Kamaria, what do you think of egregores? Egregores are the spirit of a thing or the energy. You know, spirit has a religious connotation, but when you talk about the energies, now we're getting into the quantum physics and the mechanics of the thing. Vibration, we're talking about the quantum mechanics of a thing. So I'll try to keep it quantum mechanicsy as much as I can. And egregore is the collective energy about a thing or around a thing. For example, what is the egregore of a church? You may have an angel, or you might have the seven spirits of the seven churches. Those are egregores. Um, what else is an egregore? Every family has their own egregore. It's almost like an oversoul. It's a collective energy, and it usually it responds as one. But yeah, they're real. They're very real. There's so many levels to. I saw, I read something this past week that came out and said a thought was a being. I'm like, what? A thought being? A thought being. Well, yeah, okay. I can see the energy. But I never, when you say being to me, I'm thinking full, multidimensional. And maybe it is. I don't know. Never gave it that much thought to a thought. Will the victims get justice? The survivors. Will the survivors get the legal justice they're looking for? Will they get the moral justice they're looking for? They will get the moral justice. They will be able to tell their stories. I mean, it's going to be a whole lot of Lifetime channels content. I tell you, this is going to be some content. They will write their books. Laws will change. What else? It says people will change. Change what? Their attitudes towards women. Now we're back to believe all women. Men's attitudes will change towards women. Something about intolerance. I'm just hearing intolerance goes a long way. Mm. Protect and provide are things of the past. It will now be the woman's job to protect the man. Whoa, whoa, from other men. Hmm. So it's not a physical battle that will be taken, it's a battle of the minds. Society itself will go through a change. What else? Women will dominate, but man will be by her side as it is supposed to be. Hmm. And what about the LGBT? The masculine will stay with the feminine. Not talking about bodies. We're talking about the masculine energy and the feminine. Oops, wrong hand. Feminine energy, masculine energy. It's a gender thing, not male, female, masculine, feminine energy. But they will also be a thing when the man does stay, will stay by the side of the, well, the gay man too. Yeah, yeah. This is interesting. And this is how they're telling me the gay man will be restored to his rightful position by the woman. Between he stands between the woman and the man. Okay, two spirit. His rightful position. He provides balance. Anything else? The whole society is going to change. It will have to. Yeah. The patriarchy will be replaced by something more imbalanced. Children will be taught how to work with each other, male and female energies. What about after the creep squad is gone? There'll be a holy terror. People will be terrified of what has been done. So, does it get fixed eventually? New laws have to be changed. What else? The education process will be changed. Wow, spirit. No engineers will be coming from here. Whoa. What about biotech, spirit? Science will be downplayed. What is going to be the purpose of the United States after this? When I say that, what I'm saying is, okay, no more technology from the US, no more engineering from the US. Like we shipped our manufacturing out to China. What if China's doing manufacturing and building bridges, what is the United States' data? Data. Data collection. Data collection. So the United States turns into Simi Valley, somewhat. Okay. Mhm. Uh, what type? What about people who don't know how to code? They must. Uh, education, will it still be in the classroom? Not for long. Everything will be virtual. Virtual. Even the classrooms will be virtual. So it's like the kids going into the classroom, sit down and flip open their laptops and they work from there. Will AI become a helper or a hindrance? Both. Mm. Will television get any better? No. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Yeah, that's my TV. Has been doing that too. Ariana, hello. Yeah, I've been waiting to see what they're gonna say if they show up. Ariana says, "I'm looking forward to see what the Clintons say tomorrow." Mhm. It's not so much that Alex said has the Supreme Court turned their back on Trump. It's on Trump. It's not that they have turned their back on Trump. The law is the law. They're talking constitutional law. This man has come into office thinking he can override. Somebody told him he could override the law. Nobody told him that those three separate branches of government were established that way to keep things like that from happening. So regardless of who he put into position, they must rely on the law if they want to keep their lifetime jobs. Okay? They will have their jobs after he is gone. They're not stupid. And the law is written. You've seen those law books. If it's not there, you better not do it. If it's in there, you better do it right. And this is what these folks seem to have, that they feel they can override the law. They feel that they are the law. Loyalty is not the law. The law can make you lose your freedom. And loyalty can make you lose your life too, but no time for foolishness. I understand. Man, is get the hell off this line. I hear you. Uh-huh. Oh, I loved. Yeah, she okay. I loved it. Mm-hmm. No, in egregore like the collection. No, it's just it's not. Jaconda asked, is an egregore like your collective ancestors? No, it's just an energy. Um, the egregore of a freezer is what? Cold. It is the quality. It's the energetic quality of a dynamic or a place or a person, maybe persons, maybe a collective. But it's a conglomerate of that energy there. That's too much. I was thinking of that's too complicated. Let's see, egregore. Uh, I was thinking of a concert festival, a musical festival. What is the egregore of? What is the egregore of a rock festival? It's a collective of a dynamic of energy, a certain energy, a rock-oriented energy. It's going to be loud. It's going to be it's going to be frantic. It's the spirit of something, but it's a collective spirit of something. It's not a little individual spirit. It's like um, the egregore of a neighborhood. Either you have one of peace, because you have a lot of peaceful people who live in that block or in that neighborhood, that everywhere will be peace. Um, does that help? Oh yeah. Eventually, Alex is asking. Wait a minute. Will people meet each other physically? Yeah, they will be. Kids aren't going to parties. Alex, that is something that is going to have to come from the parents, and as both parents, you've got, and here's another issue that no one talks about. You've got one side of two parent households, parents, they raise their children to be responsible wives and husbands. You've got another side, single parents, and they raise their children to fend for themselves and not necessarily to be in a position to for marriage. And these folks, it's like east is east and west is west, and this is a conflict when these children come together like that, because one has no reference whatsoever as to what a two-parent household is, or what it looks like, and how is it supposed to run. While others from two-parent households think that they're crazy. And the conflict is, why are you doing that? What? You are not single. If you're with me, we're married, you're moving like you're single. And I'm tired of it. What's all the whispering about? Who are you talking to? Why are you talking to everybody but me? That's real. In a relationship like a marriage, where you're supposed to be like that, and you're just coming together, and you can't even get past a basic daggone conversation with each other. I don't know how they got married. They can't even hold a conversation with each other. Eventually, Alex, but that depends upon, that's more social than anything. That depends on the families. What kind, who, there was a time when, Alex, we still have a class system that really operates like a caste system in these United States. Nobody talks about that. And you have one group that does not associate with the other. And that group that doesn't usually associate with the other groups, now they've been thrown in the same basket and all hell is breaking loose. That's what the problem is. And now you have people from class A, or what, don't ask me which direction, are trying to make sense out of what people from class C and D are doing because they look crazy. And so then they're going to develop an attitude. They don't want to be bothered with somebody from the class C and D because they're A class, whatever the hell that means. But that's what it is. We have so many different ways of, so many different groups that we assume everybody's on the same page, and they're not. First thing you have to do is learn how to talk to people respectfully. And then as soon as the first 5 minutes of conversation lets you know you are not in alignment with this person. And like I was saying, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to say it. Gold diggers. Why do broke men talk about gold diggers? You got to have some gold for her to dig. And just like you may not know this, but for the last 10,000 years, woman has elevated herself with man or because of man, because that's the way the patriarchy set it up. No woman could elevate herself. No woman could elevate her social status or financial status without a husband. So what are you complaining about? Gold diggers. That's her damn job. And it's your job to provide. If you can't afford some, then you do what they did back in the Victorian period. You know what the Bachelors did back? They visited prostitutes until they could afford a wife. Yes, I said it. That comes out of the age of bachelorhood. Um, that's when things were popping. That's when you had the gentlemen's clubs. This is when the white upper class now, when they Victorian times, when Everybody was trying to mimic how things were supposedly done, how they thought they were being done under Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was a big hoe. Big. And sometimes I think she put all that together just to see who was stupid enough to follow it. Because who tried to follow the Victorian way of living? The folks over here, your so-called elites. They had a little couple millions here and there, which was money at the time. Mm-hmm. There was a European path for the white folks, and then there was a whole different path for the black folks who had money like that. And it was so interesting how that was an interaction too. Because the black folks, they just went up in their corner and took their millions with them, and you didn't know anything about it. Or others built up these little townships, like the ones in Oklahoma and in Greenwood that got burnt down mysteriously. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, they knew you could not approach any man for his daughter if you could not afford to take care of her completely. Meaning you had to be as rich and wealthy as her father. And if you could not do that, you could not date her. You couldn't even speak to her. And see, we've gotten away from that. Everybody thinks they're on the same page. No, we're not. You have the what they always talked about, the poor, middle class, or working class, and the rich. Nah, there's layers. There's layers. You have the poor, who are working poor, who might get federal assistance while they work, and beneath them, you've got a whole nother poor who don't work at all, that have federal assistance, and beneath them, you've got poor people who don't get federal assistance at all and don't work at all. Now, I've named three different stages of three different mindsets just under poverty alone. And when you get up above that to the working class, then that's a whole separate group of ideas and mores. They know how to read. And so they have ideas. They want to move up. Okay. The ones above them are your higher class. I'm talking working class. They move up into the middle class. Middle class, now you got your professionals, doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs, politicians. Now they're looking up at the higher class. It might take them years to get there, but what they're going to have to start doing is adopting the ways of the upper class to be in alignment with the upper class, to be accepted by the upper classes. And these are the folks who like they've finally made about 10 million or so. And nowadays, you've got the between the actors and the ball players, hundreds of millions. And then above that, they're off the damn chart. You don't even know who they are. Hi, DJ. Mm-hmm. And so for every class I have mentioned, that is a whole different mindset, a whole different way of living, whole different way of expectations. And this is why the communication is off. This is why are you gold diggers are not for the poor man. So leave a Shira 7 alone. You got to complain about her, you're broke. Okay. Now, what is this? Hello, DJ 245. Grand Madam, can you do a reading about the BAFTA incident with MJB and Delaware? What was your question? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was the question? I saw that. Oh, what was behind that? Let's do a quick one. You know, they have your ultra conservatives. They're not conservatives. They're just Nazis. It's just Nazis. That's all they are. And it started, I do believe they got here from the UK. I do. I've been saying that for the last few years. Okay, what was behind the BAFTA incident where Delroy and Michael B. Jordan were called the N-word? by this guy's got Tourette's. Tourette's for no, you don't. Somebody told him to do that, and when he realized he screwed up, then he had to remove himself quickly, and he did it. He did it. That did not go over well. What was really behind it? What was really behind the BAFTA incident? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Bank failure. It wasn't funny. He thought he was protected. Anger management. Mm-hmm. Fulfilling a fantasy. Game over. That was somebody trying to be a funny, trying to do a funny, and very easily probably had been prompted to do so, only to make a complete and utter fool of himself. And that, look, I hate nothing about you. That wasn't even, I think what it feels like is that what was set up to be a malicious insult turned out to be a very callous situation. And this guy, I've seen him. He's the one that said F the Queen. Man, you can't talk like that around us. I thought he thought it might be funny. However, it was not taken as being funny or of that shock jock value, not a shock value. That was like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And why it was allowed to be edited in there is a good question. Mm-hmm. See, these people are all around the world. This is nothing new. And it comes out of what? It comes out of Europe. The racism comes out of Europe. It is an institution. And you have this, this whole group. England has had problems with their right wing group. Germany they shut theirs down. They were not playing. They do not want another World War II situation on their hands. They just shut them down, that right wing group above there. But I forgot who, the right wing group in England, they've been getting quite vocal lately. Quite, if you notice. But that's all that was. Taking a shot at, we're going to get these in words. Mm-hmm. And they got him to do it. That was it. Nothing special. All around the world, same song. All around the world. Okay, anything they knew what they, yeah, he knew what they were doing. Nothing gonna come from you, and no apologies. That's the crap. That's it right there. No apologies from England. No apologies from the actor who did it. Okay, so this is how you feel. We don't have to come back here and take this from you, not the likes of you. So that's what that was all about. Nothing much. Mm-hmm. OFA, 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 OFA. I don't know what OFA is. What is OFA? OFA or IFA? Anyway. Yeah, it would be a spirit of OFA. Let me look that up. No, I can't do that. I'll drop you. Okay. But it is a collective, egregore is a collective spirit of something. Of something, yes. Okay. Oh my goodness, I've almost 2 hours again, folks. It's so nice to have this time together. I would love it when Carol Burnett would sing that. Yes, folks, and on this I know my daughter will be coming home soon and she's going to be looking for lunch. I know. You still making her lunch unless she buys it. Okay, folks. This has been something else. I'll keep you informed if something else new pops up. And by the time you see me again, I'm going to do something with this. I tried curling it. Mm-mm. Didn't work. Okay. So much for that. Much love and Goddess blessings, everyone. See you later.